Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday the 23rd and Friday the 24th of February 2017. As usual, we don't do market previews just for Friday, as most of the week is played out at that point, and the way this week's been going, I don't see there's going to be much different after Thursday to discuss Friday, but anything's possible. So if something exciting happens, we'll post another preview tomorrow night. In the meantime, here's a look at the front month futures contract on the ES daily chart. Went nowhere today again. It was a really boring day. It's getting a little old, but that is what it is. Let's take a look at the rest of the charts, then we'll look at the intraday action. We'll talk about what's left for the week. So we've got crude oil down 57 cents to 53.75. Even this basically stuck in a $2 range since the first of the year. Nobody knows what to do here. Gold down 70 cents. That's a blip. It went nowhere. S&P cash lost 2 points. Spent most of the day there, as you'll see, basically inside a 6-point range, which is just horrible and untradeable. The NDX gains 1. That's even worse. That's not a gain. SOX down 0.37. That's even worse. The biotech's down 26 points. A little more movement, but not much there. VIX gains 17 cents all the way back up to all of 11.74. We're still operating under the 13 buy signal from back on January 1st, but it hasn't led to any rollover in the market. Hopes of getting a low trend reading and the 0.85 10-day moving average were dashed today when we got a 1.41, a very high number on the trend, replacing the 1.5 that dropped off. So that doesn't change the moving average much. It still sits at 0.94, and we're going to lose some lower numbers tomorrow and the day after in the moving average. NASDAQ volume, again, 1.7 billion. That's about what the 10-day moving average is. You know, this has been pretty consistent here. It doesn't move the market anymore on 1.7 right now. Advanced decline ratio negative 570 on the NASDAQ. That means 570 more stocks down than up on the NASDAQ. Negative 334 on the New York. Advanced decline ratio 10-day moving average on both is just slightly positive. Google gains 2, which is a blip on Google. Apple up another 41 cents, which, you know, while we can say prints new highs, at the same time Apple's just been in sort of this daily 40-cent drift. Doesn't give you much, but from a trading perspective, I haven't seen Apple move in a while. Amazon, which broke out the day before, it had the 13 sell signal down, loses 83 cents. So the sell signal on Tuesday, down 83 cents, which is a blip on Wednesday. Still see what happens there. Netflix up $1.26. Tesla, I believe, reporting after the bell today, down 388 after getting a 13 sell signal a while back. The TLT gains 20 cents, nothing there either. And Goldman Sachs down literally 3 cents, still holding under the risk line from the 13 sell signal on the daily. So nothing new in any of these stocks to guide us because the market's just boring. To show you how boring, here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. So this is just a Monday and Tuesday here. So Monday's on the left, Tuesday's the second half of what you're looking at right here. Look at that. Basically a flat opening. We reached now. One thing that's interesting, we had sold off on Monday after the stock market closed. Remember, futures settle 15 minutes later, so there's 3 5-minute candles after the close of the stock market on Tuesday, and we sold off during those. So today we opened flat on the futures, which is actually down on stocks because of that sell-off. We reached up about an hour in just to touch and fill that gap, that cash gap, and then that's the range for the day. It's about 6 points, just over that for a few seconds on the ES. The rest of the day is completely dead flat. Here's a look at the NASDAQ side. Not much better. 2 days completely trapped inside that. So there's really nothing to see here on the broad markets. Let's talk about the data that's left for the week. It's nothing exciting. For Thursday, the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims, the FHFA housing market or housing price index, natty gas, crude oil inventories, both on Thursday because of the Monday holiday we just had. Friday morning at 10 a.m. you've got Michigan sentiment and new home sales, which neither one of those is going to move the market. And if you've got a slow week, it's hard to imagine that a Friday is going to be interesting. I know a lot of the country's hot. Other parts of the country have snow that they don't normally have. Hot for this time of year, I mean. So you may still see people leaving early anyways, going skiing while they can. I know in California it's almost too hard to ski because they've got too much rain and snow and everything. It's kind of dangerous, if anything. But at any rate, looking out ahead, we've got March coming up, and we don't, I wouldn't say yet that we want to get overly excited about March, but usually March is one of the best trading months of the year, in my opinion. March, April, and May actually all are. April's a great one. So you'd think it's possible that March could be exciting, but we're just not, it's hard to say that when February's been so slow, in January too. Good Friday and Easter this year in April, so there are no holidays in March. So just prepare yourself. It's a straight through trading month with no breaks. and it's you know, 4 full weeks. It ends on the quarter ending March 31st is a Friday. So we've got a good 4 weeks before we get near end of quarter. You know, hopefully that gets some pickup. Something has to happen in this world at some point in time to get the markets moving, because this drifting action, even if it has a slightly upward bias, is not great or conducive for traders. So that's it. Have a great rest of your week. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Thursday and Friday.